What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to talk about what's happening to the market as we approach Thursday and how things are looking, in my opinion. But just know that I am not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total, not to mention 8.1% APY on uninvested cash. The offering's in just 7 days. Anyways, let's talk about what's happening with the market. So right now, the market's looking quite bullish. We've broken past some key resistance levels for most stocks out there, and there's a lot more upside potential as we approach the next couple of days. But just know that today is Christmas Eve. The stock market is closed early, and then tomorrow is going to be Christmas. The New York Stock Exchange, the Nasdaq, not to mention the bonds market, are all going to be closed. The market's going to be closed. There's no trading for tomorrow, so I'm not going to be too focused on that. Instead, just know the stock market is going to open again on Thursday, December 26th, 2024. Before the market opens, we have initial jobless claims coming out, and everything else is going to be quite minor. So that's what I'm seeing, at least thus far. Also, there's nothing too significant coming out for earnings for this week or next week. Keep that in mind. It's going to be very quiet. So now let's just focus on the charts very quickly. What do I think is going to pan out from here? SPY is holding up very well. We broke past our 50 EMA. Now we're toying with the 600 area, doing a good job at holding above it as well. And this is looking bullish. We have this imbalance to fill all the way up around this 605 area. So I'm going to be looking for this previous support becoming resistance around 603. Then 605 is our targets. Overall, we look more bullish. As long as we don't lose 595, we are technically favoring more upside, and SPY is doing a fantastic job so far. So I think this is favoring upside. We could be looking for an attempt to get back up towards the mid 600s. 603 to 605 would be our next targets, and we could even surpass 605 to remain even more bullish if we just continue this trend. We were talking about the upside that was coming on the 4 hour as I was looking at this big green bar in my weekend video, and I talked about the SANS rally in my morning video today. I was talking about how 600 is likely coming. Lo and behold, the targets have been made, but there's more upside coming, and we could be looking for an attempt to get to 603 and 605. For ES, it's a very similar setup. It looks very, very bullish, breaking past our 50 and 200 EMAs, and now we're testing 6100 flats as our resistance. If that breaks, we're going to be coming right back up here towards 6120. Previous support becoming resistance is what's going to be coming next. And then above that, we have essentially 6140, very close to not only this imbalance, but where this very, very nice range happens to be. So I expect more upside for ES. I think the odds favor that very, very nicely. As long as we don't lose 60, 80, and 60, 53, we're technically favoring more upside. So the 4 hour looks strong. We have an imbalance to fill. If anything, ES looks like it wants to continue this pump for the 6120 plus area or above. And this could be happening as soon as Thursday. So we look bullish still, very, very strong. We'll see what happens after Christmas, but just know that so far the SANS rally is in effect. Now, some tickers are showing some different trends. Nvidia, for example, I mentioned it historically has a tough resistance around this 140 area. I did say I expect a lot of chop here. I ended up closing a little bit below it, or we're technically below it, not for close, but during the after hours. That's what I mean. So, there's a possible inverse hand shoulders. Here's like a left shoulder ahead, and there could be like a little right shoulder forming. It might actually pull back a bit to the 138. And then we're going to be watching to see if we can get a nice bounce after that. Overall, it looks bullish, but there might be a small pullback just to start things off. We could be pulling back down towards the 138s before we try to bounce. Just keep that in mind. We're still holding up quite well nonetheless. For other tickers out there, we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a nice double bottom like structure. As long as it's above 97,856, we're looking for 100,000 as our next target. That also lines with this imbalance up here. So as long as you hold the 97,800 area, 96,233, we're favoring 100,000 as our next target. For others out there like Tesla, we look bullish. Tesla's breaking out right now, forming a nice cup. This could be on its way up towards these highs. I think it's going to eventually hit the 480s either by the end of this week, if not by next week. So it looks bullish. I think 500 is coming very soon as well. That's my prediction. We might be going to new all-time highs on Tesla. We have an inverse head and shoulders accumulation structure. And a lot of buyers returned. Tesla's up 7%. Absolutely awesome news, at least so far. And I think I can't wait to see what else is going to happen here. Tesla has announced more price discounts in China, which is going to help them get a lot more sales up. And we have the end of the year sales numbers coming out, which are going to be very huge for them. That's going to cause more volatility for the share price. Can't wait to see how things are going to be looking. Elon Musk also said that Tesla's expecting 20 to 30% growth for 2026 relative to what we get in, or I'm sorry, for 2025 For 2025, they're expecting 20 to 30% growth relative to what they get in 2024. So we'll see what the numbers end up looking like at the end of this year. If Tesla does, millions of sales, we're going to be looking to see what the sales projection would then be for 2025 based off that. So that's going to be pretty big for them. Can't wait to see what the sales look like. It's looking very promising so far to continue to push. The NQ chart looks more bullish. As long as we're above 22,000, we're favoring 22,200. If we lose 21,800, we could be dipping. I do think there might be a small dip here before it continues to push for 22,200 as we look very bullish. The QQQ looks bullish. It's at 530 already, not too far from all-time highs. We need to lose 523 to turn back to bearish. Otherwise, it's favoring upside. And this is going to be testing 530 for some time. Consolidate, then start pushing for 533. Overall, it is more bullish. For Aapl. Apple's looking very good right now. It's breaking past its EMA, is holding up quite well. So long as we don't lose the support right here around 255, we're favoring 258 to 260 is our targets. So I think this might be going for that 260 area. We're doing a good job at holding up thus far. Netflix, we were expecting a bounce, and lo and behold, we did break our resistance. So we did a good job here. We have the Super Bowl, not the Super Bowl, the NFL live stream that's going on Christmas with Beyonce giving a performance. I think I was thinking of Beyonce and made me think about the Super Bowl. It's not the Super Bowl yet, guys. It's just going to be an NFL game being streamed on Netflix with Beyonce doing a performance. So that's quite bullish. This could, this could help generate more revenue for Netflix, and we could be looking for an attempt to get back up here. I think also right after Christmas they have Squid Game season 2 coming out, so that's going to be, very big as well. I think that right now the share price could be going back up to these highs around the 940s. MSTR has a very similar looking setup as before. It's trying to hold above 356. As long as that holds, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to 370. For Celsius, we look more bullish. As long as we don't end up losing our support around this 26 area, we're looking for a push for 27.66 or above. And eventually 28 is coming next. Supermicro looks more bullish. We're looking for an attempt to test 34.54. If that breaks, we're going up to about 30, the 35 plus area, then eventually above that. Palantir looks more bullish. We're breaking the highs right here, forming a cup. We're going to be looking for an attempt to get back up to about 85 going into Thursday and Friday. Rivian looks more bullish. We're going to be looking for an attempt to fill this imbalance in this gap up here around the 14.75 area. For SoFi, we're looking more bullish. We're going to be looking for an attempt to get back up to about 16.25, not to mention these higher levels such as like 16.5. So it looks bullish to me. The IWM Russell 2000 looks more bullish. We're trying to break past 223.89. There's an inverse head and shoulders like structure. As long as we don't lose 222 and 220, we're favoring a break of this, which would push us back up towards 225 or above. So I see some upside potential in this. AMD is looking more bullish. Nice uptrend right over here. As long as we don't end up losing 124.3, we're favoring 127.23, then higher levels like 130. So I think there's upside potential right here on AMD. Might consolidate a bit first before we get that move. ARM is pulling back a bit, might be retesting like the 130 area. As long as we make a higher low compared to this low, could dip here and then try to rebound for 133, then eventually 136. So a dip and a bounce is very possible. Coin is looking more bullish. We'll see if we break past 282. If that breaks, I'm looking for an attempt to get back up to 290. Amazon's looking bullish. It's going to be a tough resistance being tested at 230. I think we push a bit more to 230. And we'll see if we consolidate there. If we break that, we're looking for 232. So we look more bullish. For Meta, we look more bullish as long as we don't lose 603.5. We're favoring a push for the 610 to 612 area. For Microsoft, we're favoring a push for 440. If that breaks, we're looking for 442. For Google, we're looking bullish. We're looking for an attempt to get back up to 198 to 200. So it's still looking very, very strong. We need to lose 194 to turn back down, but otherwise it's favoring upside for now. So it could try to push more on Thursday. GameStop is going to be looking for a test of 31.5. It's going to be a tough resistance. We did reject here 3 times. So it's entering this chop zone. If it rejects, it's going to be coming back down to 30. So be a little bit careful with GameStop. AMC is already showing some weakness. We're going to be retesting 4 flat. If that fails us, I think we dip all the way down to about 3.96. So just be careful with it. DJT looks more bullish. It could be attempting to push back up to 36.5, so it looks pretty good so far. The VIX is looking bearish. It could be dipping back down to the lows here around the 13.5 area, unfortunately. So the VIX is looking weak as the market's looking stronger. The 10-year is on a bit of an uptrend after what happened after FOMC, but it's not affecting the market as much. And the dollar, it dipped a little bit. It pumped and dipped. We're looking for a retest of 108. If that fails in the dollar, it's going to be dipping more, which is bullish for the markets. We'll see if that support holds. We'll look for a small dip as soon as Thursday. With that being said, the market is bullish. It's very strong. There's no sign of weakness quite yet, and we look like we're going to try to continue going into Thursday. This is what's known as the Sands rally. We're finally starting to see it, so there's more upside potential. I thank you all so much for listening. I wanted to make this video nice, short, sweet, and simple. And the last thing I want to say is that I just wish you guys a very, very Merry Christmas. I am likely not going to be uploading a video for tomorrow because of Christmas. I'll be back for sure Thursday before market open. I just wanted to wish you guys a very, very happy holidays, because one thing I want to say is that Christmas is a very important time for billions of people all over the world to celebrate with families, to remember their loved ones, and to show lots of gratitude. But just know this, if you have a family, spend time with them, enjoy what life has to offer with them. If you do not have a family, if you're going to be alone on Christmas, I completely understand, because different people have different circumstances and you could be in a very different place. But remember that Christmas is still a time to be grateful, okay? In our lives, we're living very, very transient lives, which means that we're not going to be here for long. Life is very short, so we have to spend our time trying to enjoy it and make the most out of it. How do you do that? You have to take advantage of opportunities. It sounds crazy, but you have to step out of your comfort zone, try to talk to new people, make new friends, and you could forge your own family if you really want one. You are so much more capable than what you may think, and people have so much capability if they put in work, time, effort, and dedication. But you have to believe it with your heart, and you have to work very hard to get there. So just know this: if you are alone on Christmas, you still have the capability. Another day to improve yourself and your lives. You can improve somebody else's life, and you can most definitely grow no matter what. So stay strong, stay positive. You will make it, and keep your heads up. Enjoy time with loved ones if you guys have them. Enjoy time with family, friends, and whoever else is there. And I just want to say I really appreciate you guys so much for watching these videos. I wish you guys a very prosperous rest of this year, not to mention a very prosperous 2025. I think there's so much potential in everyone out there if you put in the work, time, and dedicate yourself. And I just want to wish you all the best. Thank you for watching these videos, and thank you for being very present. Christmas is a time to remember, what life has to offer, but even if you don't celebrate it, don't forget about the beauty of life. Even if you celebrate Christmas or not, this is still, no reason to not be grateful for what we have. We're alive another day, guys. We get to see, at least the majority of us get to see the sun. We get to see the stars, the sky. We get to see nature, and we get to experience so much in life. So be very grateful for the lives we have. Always remember that there's always somebody else who has it more unfortunate than you do, and keep your heads up no matter what. Be grateful. Use this as time to help others. And I just wanted to say I really appreciate you guys so much for watching these videos. Have a very Merry Christmas. Spend time with loved ones. And I would say, just if you guys can, just don't even look at the charts. That's what I'm going to try to do. Just stay away from them just for one day. I want to spend more time with loved ones and just get away from the screens for a bit. So that's why I'm not going to be uploading anything tomorrow. I'll be just spending time with family and doing other things. But I will be back on Thursday before market open to talk about what's going on with the day after Christmas. All right, the stock market is going to be closed tomorrow. It's going to reopen on Thursday before market, or Thursday at its normal time, and I'll be back before market open on Thursday. Until then, thank you all so much for listening. Please, please, please have a great weekend. Enjoy what life has to offer once again, and have a very, very Merry Christmas. I thank you all so much for listening. Have fun, watch football, do whatever you guys want to do on Christmas Day, and I just want to wish you all the best. Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and peace out.